Hey yo, in today's video, I'm gonna bring you the deck profile for the branded deck that I've been bringing to locals. So first we're gonna do the card by card, then I'm gonna have the actual deck profile laid out for you guys, and then we'll do a test hand at the end to show you how it all works. And without further ado, let's get into it. Alright, first off, with the three ofs, we got three of the main man himself, Fallen of Albaz. He's obviously what's going to be getting everything going. You get to actually pull off some nice fusions with him, and he has a lot of nice combos involved. Next up, we got three Aluber. He's going to be getting you different branded spells and traps, and he's a very vital piece to this engine. Next up, we got two Blazing Cartesia. She is very important for trying to dodge Imperm and get out her fusion monster, which really helps if you don't already get branded fusion in your starting hand and you pull one of her, or like a fusion deployment that you'll see coming up. So really important in the deck. Then we got Guiding Quem, a newer card for this archetype. Her counting as a Despian monster at all times and Dogmatica really helps with her, and really helps recycle once your opponent or yourself even moves a card from the extra deck. And then we got a bunch more one-ofs, but they really help with the consistency. So we got one Albion the Shrouded Dragon, one Despian Tragedy, one Mercurier. We got the man himself, Dark Magician. This is definitely the correct artwork to be using. One Bestial Lubellion, and also the Bestial Sarnier. I've come to really like the Bestials, and you'll see in the side deck we have a few more. But I am only playing one Mercurier and one Tragedy. Just playing the one Mercurier I've found is good enough. And the Albion, again, really helps with getting out branded fusion if you haven't drawn it. Oh, and to round out the monsters, we just got a couple hand traps. We got two Ash Blossom and two Ghost Bells. I'm only playing two of each because I really honestly don't need to see these in my opening hand. Ash Blossom is good, and Ghost Bell also has a lot of utility. But you will see, I am playing a couple crossouts, and these are good targets for that. For the spells and traps, you know it, you love it. We got three of the branded fusion, also three branded opening, and three fusion deployments. I really like opening a fusion deployment and Sarnier if I don't open branded fusion, because that's almost guaranteed, unless you get stopped in some way, to get yourself branded fusion out. Because, you know, you'll go fusion deployment into Cartesia, use Cartesia to fusion summon with Sarnier, then you get the dump with Sarnier of either Retribution or your branded fusion into the graveyard, and Grenganil gets to dump the Albion the Shrouded Dragon, who can then get the other one in, and then bam, branded fusion. And to round out the branded spells, we got one Branded Lost. Absolutely broken card. Love it. Branded in red. Very new addition. We got Duality. We're playing one of these. Because one of these actually, you can go from Grenganil into Dragoon. And that's pretty crazy. I'm all about that. For consistency, we got one Foolish Burial. And then in order to stop the Ash Blossom, we are playing one Called By, and then two Crossout Designators. I've seen this at two in my hand way too many times, so I cut out one of them. I'm pretty sure we're just having these three, and there are other ways to play around Ash Blossom in this deck now. You don't get totally shut down by it, so I feel like only playing the two right now work for me. And in case we do get Ash Blossomed, we are playing two triple tactic talents. This card I've been finding is really nice. I never actually played it before, but now I'm starting to see the benefits of this card. And to round out the main deck, we got one Retribution, one Banishment. I'm actually going to be trying to play this. I didn't play this in the last locals, but I'm going to be trying to play this, and two Infinite Impermanence. Again, just really nice cross out targets and good hand traps if you're going second anyways. Quickly going to go over the extra deck here. We are playing two Albion, one Lubellion, two Mirror Jade, one Grenganil, and one Vrindrum. who I really like sending off Mirror Jade, and then on my opponent's turn, if I already have an Albaz in the grave, getting to do that, his secondary effect. Really like that. Catches some people off guard. We got the man himself, Dragoon. One Albion, the Sanctifier Dragon. So you'll notice I'm not playing Gimmick Puppet. This is just a good boss monster. If all else fails, if everybody else is gone, still a good target to go into. So I'm not opposed to just playing it without the puppet. We got Chimera, Dragostapelia, Huertus, Titaniclad, and then also just to end it off, Masquerade, and a Sprint. So again, we'll quickly go over the side deck. I did mention earlier, I have a couple more Bestial cards to add in, because I have been liking the Bestials. I think they're making a nice little comeback in the meta. So we got the Branded Regained, Magnamut, and a Druid Swarm. Then we got 3 Nibiru. And because this deck really lacks back row removal, pretty common to see in people's side decks for this. We got 1 Harpy's Feather Duster and 2 Cosmic Cyclone. And this is mainly for the mirror. We got 2 Super Polys because I don't have great Super Poly targets in my extra deck there. So, I mean, this is mainly for the mirror. And we got 2 Dark Ruler No Mores and 2 Evenly Matched. So having all of these at 2s, I feel better about this ratio more than having to get rid of a pair of one of these to have them at 3. So that's the deck right there. So for anybody that wants the actual deck list, so you don't have to write it all down while you were watching that, this is the deck list itself. Here you go. Hopefully it gives you some inspiration in your branded deck, because I know I got a lot of inspiration from the other Yu-Gi-Tubers out there as well. Alrighty, so as I promised, here's a quick test hand with this deck, just to show you what we can get out. So first, we got Fusion Deployment, Fallen of Albaz, Despian Tragedy, Duality, and a Branded Lost. Now, we don't see Branded Fusion right off rip, but I do see the way to get there. First, let's just activate that Branded Lost, just to get that going. Then we're going to go Fusion Deployment. I'm going to grab myself a Blazing Cartesia. We'll just stick her right there. Then, next we will activate that Blazing Cartesia to fusion away her and the Despian Tragedy. Let's get those. You guys go over there. And we will send out Grangunyil, the Dusk Dragon. Now we will activate his effect as Chainlink 1, and then Tragedy as Chainlink 2. So Tragedy, that's going to grab us an Aluber to our hand. And up the Grangunyil, we're going to send Albion, the Shrouded Dragon. Because for him, we're going to use his effect later on down the line. Now, we can normal summon this Aluber. We can activate his effect. That is going to grab us the one and the only Branded Fusion to our hand. Now, we activate that Branded Fusion. We will dump a Fallen of Albaz and a Bestial Lubellion. And we will grab Albion, the Branded Dragon. So Albion as Chainlink 1, Branded Lost as Chainlink 2. So Branded Lost will resolve first. We'll get ourselves Mercurier. Then Albion's effect, we will banish that Aluber. We'll also banish the Fallen of Albaz from the graveyard. And that will make us Lubellion. Now, we'll activate that Lubellion's effect, discarding Fallen of Albaz for cost. Then taking the banished Fallen of Albaz, shuffling them back in. Same with the Lubellion. And that, of course, gets us Mirror Jade. So there's a couple things we can do to fill out this end board a little bit better. First, we're going to use Bestial Lubellion. He's going to special summon himself from the graveyard for that Albion. Second, we're going to use Albion's effect in the graveyard to dump ourselves a Branded Opening. And then that puts Albion on the bottom of the deck. So now we have protection with branded opening for our fusion monsters. So unfortunately, we're not playing branded regained in our main deck. So the Bestial Rebellion will not get to activate his because we already have branded lost on the field. But to end it off, we're going to activate duality. We're going to tribute the Grand Guignol. We're actually going to have a Red Eyes Dragoon on the field along with the Mirror Jade. So that means we have a Dragoon on our field along with the Mirror Jade. We have Mercurier as a monster negate in our hand. And then also in the end phase, we're going to just add branded banishment. We're going to add that onto the field. And I think this is a pretty awesome end board for just a test hand. And with that, I'm going to wrap it up. I hope you guys have a great rest of your day. And I will see you in the next one. Peace.